So, reduce the rate to 18, reduce the pressure from 30 down to 23, and FiO2 down to 60%.
Is he still on sedation right now?
Presidex,
Okay. Because he was opening his eyes, he was moving his legs, he was all kinds of
propofol
moving.
is the one medication we're using for sedation. And the propofol is short acting, you stop it, and it's out of his system. So every time we need to recheck on him, let's say something changed and want to make sure that he's still moving, we stop it, and several minutes later, it's going to be out of his system. Unlike other medication that can hang in much longer, this one is our preferred drug because of that. So the fact that he's not acidotic means that his body is circulating the blood very well. All the tissues are getting good perfusion. His oxygen is looking good. His lungs are doing a good job at this point. So I'm going down, but he's still on a lot of oxygen. He was on 100%. I got him down to 60%. Well, I'd like him to go down all the way to 40% if we can. So the lungs is what started the whole thing
Yes,
because he aspirated and he had pneumonia.
right.
But it stressed the heart, and then the heart acted out. And he had to be on the blood thinner for that. I'm trying to summarize what happened for you.
I'm
Yeah.
following.
So, to help the heart and to prevent blood clots in the heart, they had to start the blood thinner.
Heparin, yeah.
Now, he bled from the heparin, which happened in his lungs, clotted the tube, and then he stopped. He couldn't get ventilation good enough. Then yesterday he had the respiratory code where they have to come in and emergently pull the ET tube out, put another one in that is not clotted so that he can ventilate.
Was that at the same time he coded with his heart?
Around the same time, because
Back-
if you see the note, they were back to back.
Okay,
And
all right,
then
same time then.
He went into this cardiac arrest mode, so they did resuscitation. Dr. Jambay told me it was less than 8 minutes, so it was relatively short, okay? During that time, they're doing CPR and trying to make sure that even though the heart was not beating, we're trying to squeeze some blood so that we can protect the brain. They got him back, and now he is on some medication trying to help the blood pressure, and he was on a lot more support from the ventilator, trying to keep him where he was on a much less support yesterday. Now, the body got a total stress from all what happened, and now respiratory wise, I'm down on the oxygen. I'm trying to wean the mode from the ventilator, but he's still on high enough that he cannot come off of it. We're trying now to make sure that the cardiac arrest does not happen again,
Yeah.
because the heart is telling me I don't like what's going on. The heart is telling me, hey, the electrical activity on the heart is not pretty stable for him, and that can at any point potentially go into a full cardiac arrest. This is where the cardiologist will try to come in, and again, they're working with a weak heart. So if you have a broken ankle, you cannot run, and you might be able to limb or move or get from point A to point B, but it's not going to happen at the pace that we like to see it. The same thing with the heart. I'm hoping the heart is strong enough to respond to what they're trying to do, but I cannot guarantee anything. The only thing we can do is get the heart specialist, and they can try to make the best out of the situation that they have.
I know last year when he was hospitalized around this time, his ejection was.
I mean, it's low, but it's not
was
very low. It's
44.
like 45. Yeah,
it
and
was at
50
40.
is normal. So it's not like 44 of 100.
That
It's
was
44 out of
last.
50.
That was last
Yeah.
year.
So that's down from 50. That's not a bad heart failure, but it's just a heart failure. That can work well, but it will be unmasked when there's a stress, like for example, what's
Yeah.
going on. So that's the problem with heart failure. If it's severe, he would be having problem every day. If it's mild, it's going to show itself whenever he gets sick.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's hear from the cardiologist. Let's see what they have to say. I'm hoping they can make that heart, more stable. We'll just have to hope for the
Is
best.
he the best cardiologist?
Well, he's cardiologist. They know him better than anybody else. So that's important, because you want somebody that knows him, that have all his information, that knows his baseline heart function, rather than somebody trying to learn him from scratch.
Right.
Okay, all right.
Thank you.
Explain it.
Thank you.
I got off the phone with them, updated them, they're gonna put in some orders in this case. Thank you. I just got off the phone with cardiology, I think it was the rounding nurse who I gave all the updated the story. She's gonna talk with Dr. Besson and then
What's his name?
Dr. Besson.
Besson.
Yeah, we're gonna see about either putting orders in or they'll call me back and go from there, okay? So we're just waiting on that call back, okay?
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.